conflict, because then he could do what he did, okay, which is cleanse the nation of Somalis and Haitians and Venezuelans. Did you know that Venezuela won the World Baseball Championship? Did you know that?
Yes.
Do you know that he did not have a good night? I was like, dude, you just invaded them. You've intimidated them, but the baseball team didn't get the message, So I guess the point is that when you think about these problems, we need to put our brains on and say, well, is there an advantage to having an influx of refugees that are immigrants that come into the country? And shouldn't we be waving them in a sense and integrating them into our system? Because if we don't have an increase in the younger population, all of our benefits, all of the programs are non-sustainable. Now, what do you think of that?
I as a parent myself, I have two children.
How old are they?
My daughter just turned 6 and my son is going to be 5 in
What are their
October.
names?
My daughter's Mila and my son is Cosmo.
I'm sorry to divert. I have a very serious problem. I do. I have a 2 year and 2 month old uh, Julian, who is grandson, who is hell on wheels. I mean, and his mom, and I gotta hope his mom doesn't hear this, but when they were little, they would do something like throw something on the floor or take somebody other kid's gift or toys or something. I'd say, no, 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 we don't do that. That's a no, no, no. Okay. Now he just runs wild, and the problem is both of his parents are PhDs. If you're going to be a child, never have parents that are PhDs. I just looked at the statistical analysis because we've been monitoring his sleep time, and we're off about 3 points. And by the way, are we going to have to do? Are you the same way?
That's me.
What is wrong with you?
I I just I love my parents and they were amazing parents and I love them very much. There was just things that I wish could have been different in my development and I try to do the same for my children. Also very common, my son's middle name is Julian. It's also
Well, there we
Julian.
go. There we go.
So there's a common thing right there. But yes, they both of them.
Do you discipline them?
Yes, there's consequences. There's consequences for their actions. I grew up in a generation where we were spanked. I don't spank my children. I
No,
don't
don't spank
believe in that.
No, I don't believe.
But there are consequences, and they need to learn now that the consequences of their actions when you're not following the rules, whether it's mom's rules or rules at school, that's going to happen within life. There's a consequence for everything, good or
Can
bad.
I get you to call my daughter? I think that would be really helpful. Okay, let's get back on track.
Back,
Okay,
yes.
so what about the idea that having an orderly increase in our immigrant population is actually advantageous because they give more in taxes and give more in support than they take, and we need that to keep the structure of our system, Social Security and Medicare and the others, functional.
So I believe that it could also not only be with the influx of refugees and immigrants that come into the United States, but even within our own people that are born on our United States soil. I know there sometimes is a guilt in my mind and my heart that I've brought my kids into a world that might not be the best for them. And I feel that I can speak for a lot of people in our generation that choose not to have children because they don't want to bring children into this. And I feel like that is also a big reason as to why those levels that you were talking about and paying into the tax of Social Security is just not happening. And it's because not only is there restrictions of the immigrants and refugees that are building into our system, but it's also people on US soil as well that just don't want to bring more children into this mess.
What do you guys think?
Well, I 100% agree. I don't have children myself. I'm 20 years old, turning 21. But, You know,
Well,
I'm
you
getting
still have, I want to tell you, you have a couple of years left.
years, absolutely. But you know, I'm turning 21. I'm at that age where I want to start planning out my life and I would love to have a family, but with the way things are going right now, not just with the presidency, but with the entire world, I don't know how I'd feel about bringing a child into this, especially just
Well, that's what she was
with-
saying. I mean,
yeah,
that's,
like
yeah.
I would absolutely feel some kind of guilt, or I have guilt and I haven't even had my child yet.
That's guilt.
Like,
That is, are you Catholic? That's a good, that's Catholic
That's
type
Catholic.
guilt. That's, yeah, that's Catholic guilt, yeah.
I just actually, it's just, I don't know, just,
Did you guys go to Catholic school at all?
I did. I went to
Okay.
Catholic
I
school.
didn't.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
You still seem very Catholic. What do you think?
I think that immigrants should be coming here. They have the right to choose a different place to live, as many of us. If we were to think like, oh, I want to go to Canada to live, then I have the right to go there, just as anybody. And I lived in Mexico for half of my life. I'm 20 years old. I lived in Mexico for a lot of years and I saw a lot of migration, and I am not against it at all because I know that they are coming from a place of desperation that they want. Like, it's hard enough to just think about leaving your country to go somewhere else that you don't know the language, you don't know the culture, you don't know how to communicate yourself with. It takes a lot of bravery to do that.
Mhm.
And a lot of people don't make it out of there. And it's a brave thing to do. And I don't think they should be hunting for seeking a better future because Mexicans were here first. The United States took California, New Mexico, Utah, Arizona, Texas. They took half of the country for themselves after the Mexican Revolution, when Mexico was really like, they didn't have enough resources to defend themselves. And so why is it now that people are like, oh, go back to your country? It's like, this was my country first.
That's what they say in the movie Bobby. There's a line where the Latino says, I didn't cross the border crossed me.
Mhm.
Professor, what do you think? Oh, Arthur, I'm sorry, Arthur, what do you think, Arthur?
You
Do
know,
we need immigrants?
so there's two questions here. One is culturally, do we want to be mixing cultures together and experiencing a variety of cultures? That is totally a matter of opinion. I think it's beautiful. I love Hispanic culture. I want to experience as many cultures as possible. I want to go to Chinatown. I want to go to Little Korea. Okay, that's one side. The other side is it good for us on an objective level? Like the talking points, are immigrants bringing crime? Are immigrants stealing our jobs? Are immigrants stealing benefits? And if you look at the data, the answer to all those questions is absolutely not. In areas, in neighborhoods where there are more undocumented immigrants, crime rates are lower. If you look at the amount of money that undocumented immigrants put into the system via Social Security and payroll tax, compared to what they take out in benefits, it's a net gain. The problem is, as with everything, and the reason Trump was able to get power, is this crazy misinformation echo chamber that the right has created with Fox News. It all started with Rush Limbaugh. And here's my question for the panel of journalists, who I'm not going to call heavyweights. My question for you all is, you guys are in the right job field to help fight that misinformation campaign. What can we do? How can we fight the misinformation?
And let me do this before you answer, Professor. Let's go with you to see if you can handle that one, and then we'll pass it on to them.
Well, Arthur, people like you are part of the solution, you know, I mean, and I mean that, you know, thoughtful, smart people that are challenging the status quo and are talking about it. And I am greatly worried about the future of the United States in one respect, and that is we don't know where to get good information anymore. And you mentioned Fox. I mean, Fox's yellow journalism from Citizen Kane and, you know, back into history. And it's not a news station, even it's an advocacy station.
Okay, before we go on to our wonderful three panelists, Martin, he's on the phone. Martin, what is your thoughts?
Well, I am in awe of the students and the publication. Max is professor. I want to really hear what it's like to be somebody who aspires to be a journalist, to be recognized as the best student newspaper in the country, and where they see taking this, because we are living in a moment where independent journalism, where journalism as a whole is under attack. There's huge consolidation of media and social media and information. So I think that these young women, those people who are pursuing journalism right now, are heroes that we have to celebrate. I want to hear their opinions about journalism. I'll take the answer off the air. Thank you so much.
Okay, it's a great question. Professor, let's go. Professor, you chime in and then we'll go right to them about if, do we need immigrants or not? And then remember that question that Martin asked. That's a good question.
The immigrant question, going back to what Arthur said about our culture, I don't know if we've thought about this as a region, but we live in the most amazing culture on the planet Earth. The borderlands culture between the United States and Mexico, and it's also the Pacific Rim. So it's Asian culture, it's also Native Americans. We have 18 reservations in our county. We have, the influx of people in the Navy. We have people from all over the world. This is the most diverse and most interesting place, I think, on the planet Earth. The Southwestern College is primarily Filipinos and Latinos that attend our college. So people like me are in distant third. But I love it. I wouldn't want to teach anywhere else. It's the most interesting college in the United States to
Well,
teach.
they're not going to let you teach anywhere else. Go ahead, please.
I guess this is Yaneli here. What makes me such a proud editor-in-chief of the Southwestern College Sun newspaper is the fact that we are in such a diverse community. I believe one time we had about 5 or 6 different languages being spoken in the newsroom when I had started. And that speaks volume as to why we are a national award-winning publication, because we tell stories about communities that are not seen everywhere else in the United States. When we went to ACP, I did a package
ACP.
as a Associated Collegiate Press. We go every fall and spring, and it's one of our big awards that we look forward to every year. I had done a package last year, Chicanos of Chicano Park. As a Chicana myself, I thought it was a beautiful way to honor the Chicanos in our community. Someone from the Midwest had no idea what Chicano Park was. And that to me was like, wait, hold on. I grew up like knowing about Chicano Park. And why all of that is important is because of where we're at in the administration that we have, and Trump dividing us and erasing culture. Is when we have reporters that can relate to stories that we are covering, it speaks to our community, it speaks to the nation. And as long as we can continue to be the voices for the voiceless, and continue covering stories that celebrate and educate and inform the masses of the goodness that comes from our cultures, is what's important.
Before you go any further, you said about Chicano Park,
Yes.
and just give me 1 second here. Yes, 1 second. Here we go.
Does Chicano Park have a train?
Hold on. Hold on. Something.
Yes.
By the way, you're listening to KNSJ. This is not a music program. It's Talk of the Town coming to you from City Heights. And we have 3 wonderful guests from Southwestern College, and a beautiful and inspirational mentor, and my son Arthur on the phone too. Have you heard this?
Yes.
1970.
1970.
The city of San Diego going to the Coronado Bridge, light a little piece of land. Piece of land that the Chicano community of Logan Heights wanted to make into a park. A park where all the chavalitos could come and play, so they wouldn't have to play in the street and get run over by a car. A park where all the viejitos could come in the tarde and just sit down and watch the sun go down. A park where all the familias could come and just get together on a Sunday afternoon and celebrate the spirit of life itself. But the city of San Diego said, Chale, we're gonna make a highway patrol substation here.
No, we're
So
not.
on April the 22nd, 1970, La Raza of Logan Heights and other Chicano communities got together and they walked on the land and they took it over with their picks and their shovels and they began to build their own park. And today, almost 20 years later, that little piece of land under the Coronado Bridge in San Diego is known to people everywhere as Chicano Park. Órale, raza, vamos al parque.
Órale, raza.
Coronado. Anybody know? In San Diego. When I-
No, that was not us singing live. That was Chunky, who was you know who that is? He's
Yes.
a tremendous, full of love. Just like what he said there, you know, he's the essence. We used to call ourselves Chicanos back then, you know, we were Hispanics, Latinos, you know, other things, but his consciousness and his beautiful music, you know, was just so inspirational, you know, and that's the thing. This morning, my son and I were having breakfast and there was this family there. And there were two guys and their wives. And the lady brought out 2 gigantic bowls of menudo. Okay. Now listen. Okay, here's the
You
thing.
didn't bring us anything?
No, let me say something. I am a candy. I have no taste for menudo. Okay, it's sad to say. I know. I apologize. Panoli, yes, but I want to. You know, it's I want to. But the point is, they were so happy to be embracing, and just you know, they had no. They weren't threats. They weren't criminals. You know, they were families, and that's the part. You know, when we think about the contribution of all these different cultures, you know, you could go over to Kearney Mesa in that area, and I mean, you know, you have every Asian, Indian. You know, it's so great, and I mean, what Professor said is so true. But then it's seen as, or it's presented as, we're all criminals and everyone should hate us because we're taking away all their money. Now, here's the thing, and then we're going to move back. We have about a little bit less than 10 minutes, so I'm going to turn this completely over to you guys. But for someone to stand up and say, oh, yeah, no, they're taking all of our benefits. Wait a minute. Let me tell you who's taking our benefits. The 1% that own 99%. That's who's taking away our benefits. Monopolization, dishonesty, corruption, and it's not Republican and it's not Democrat because it is equal opportunity corruption. And that's where, you know, we've got to get back and connected with everyday people. Okay, last 10 minutes, I want the 3 journalists and the professor. We're in the newsroom. Let's talk about the upcoming projects. Just pretend the rest of us are not even here.
Okay.
It's all yours.
Absolutely. All righty. Well, I first want to say congratulations for meeting deadline a week before deadline.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that was for the magazine last year. We were a little you know, a little too close to deadline, but to have finished this a week before, to have everything on schedule and all with all the packages that we have in the magazine, you know, we went from having nothing and just the stories that we wanted to have in there to the complete magazine, and now we're ready for print, and that's just everything. It's so I don't even know how to like articulate my emotions right now. It's so just it's so like juiced up with we have stories that represent the Hispanic culture. We have stories that represent people that have passed away. We have the theme for this year is preservar, which transfers to preserve. And I just feel like it's so important, especially right now, to preserve in many ways, you know, whether it's culture, people, the dead, the living, everything, even sports, honestly. Like everything in the magazine is just so beautiful.
Yeah. And I just getting to put together packages for the magazine and also for the newspaper and getting to see all of the stories that we're able to tell. Just the powwow package in itself, getting to talk about the powwow and the event as a whole, and also shedding light on the red teepees and the missing Native American women and children that go missing, right? And then at the end of it, we have our new learning community at Southwestern College called Hakumok. I hope I said that correctly. Which translates to Sweetwater, is that correct? And just saying how are we as a community at Southwestern College keeping the culture alive of our native land. We are on Kumeyaay land at Southwestern College, and I respect our college for that too, because any event, anything that Southwestern College puts on, the first words that come out of anyone's mouth is, we are here to honor and acknowledge that we are on Kumeyaay land. And that's just the beauty of being able to grow up in Chula Vista is I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. But here, to be honest, I get a culture of all different types of cultures, and I get to make different types of friends and get to be mentored by one of the most special person to me is Dr. Max. And you girls as well.
I've had enough.
Hey, I paid them well.
Thanks.
Let her talk.
But if it was not for the Southwestern College Sun or Southwestern College, Dr. Max, and the staff that I have and my former editor-in-chief, I could not be the editor-in-chief or the reporter that I am now. And I will always be grateful for the doors that have opened for me after I decided to go back to college.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
You know what I like about this? We went to the Associated Collegiate Press event, and I think it was in Washington, and they had all the editors in chiefs lined up in the front and wave, and they were all white people. Which I like white people because I'm one myself. But Southwestern College, we had Native American woman, a Latina, and a Filipina were our editors, and they were like the only brown people up there, and they were all, you know, brilliant. And by the way, they were the leaders of the top award-winning publication. So two things. Number one, women of color can do the same things as white men and anyone else have done over the years. They just have not had the opportunities to do that and to prove that. And at Southwestern, they're getting that. And it's for me, it's wonderful to see that, and wonderful to get to work with these different people. And I learned more from them than they do from me. You know, I knew what chale meant. When Chunky sang, because I work at South, I learned stuff. But it's a great privilege to teach there and to have these women that are here today.
Thank you, Dr. Max. We paid him to say that too.
Yeah, I love the diversity in the newsroom. I really wanted to drop out of college if it wasn't for one of our friends in common, Doug Viz. And he just recently passed away, but he's one of my best friends. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't gone to college again. And I just want to thank Dr. Max for giving us the opportunity to express ourselves, and not just because of our color or not just because of our gender. He puts it aside, but he just pushes us more to be better, to have better opportunities for us, because in the South Bay it's hard. And sometimes because of economic problems or emotional problems or cultural anything, it's hard to get an education, and even now and never. And I really do love our mentors in the newsroom, Ken, Dr. Max, even Josh. I see him as a mentor. He's a photo editor. He's brilliant. And I love the diversity in there. You never know who you're gonna meet, and it's absolutely amazing. We got, what is it, Filipinos in there, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, a lot. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Most important question of the day. Do you like Bad Bunny?
Yes.
Yeah, we love that.
Oh, do you too?
Oh, yes, I'm a,
Was that halftime show? You know, in my office, we show it all the time during the lunch break. All of us get together and have lunch around the table, and we've shown it 2 or 3 times. And every time, my favorite part is Lady Gaga.
oh,
She was so
She
unexpected.
Yeah,
was
so
she really looked like a Latina dancing the salsa so well. It was just, and of course, it was very controversial because he was saying things in Spanish.
Honestly,
I think that's what America is, right? It's
yeah,
like
Puerto Rico is
is part of
of
the United
America,
States.
and I didn't like Bad Bunny until this recent album. Like his latest album and what he's putting out there now speaks culture, family, community, and for him to be able to do that in the Super Bowl and do it in his language in
With love.
Spanish, with
Mhm.
love, you could tell every single emotion that he put into it. And I was like, my father-in-law didn't like it, and it kind of hurt my feelings. So I was like, oh, this is everything I wanted. This
Yeah.
is
That's it. Take your son back.
No, I cried when I watched the halftime show. It was such a beautiful experience to see my culture in some way. You know, I'm not Puerto Rican, I'm Mexican, but seeing our language being televised, seeing beautiful shades of brown, and it was just, this is what I see in my community every day. I go out and I see different cultures everywhere, and that's what was presented on the Super Bowl. And it
Hold
was-
on one second. We have Marie on the phone. Marie, what saith thee?
Well, I hate to interrupt this great conversation, but actually, this is just perfect to have these wonderful students and Dr. Max Branscombe on the air. We have in San Diego an opening of a movie about Amy Goodman and Democracy Now! She's, I guess everybody knows, a fiercely independent journalist. She's spent decades holding the feet of the powerful, feet to the fire, and her film about her and about Democracy Now! A news program that we carry Monday through Friday, but in the morning at 7 o'clock and again in the evening at 6 p.m. That's going to be opening in San Diego a week next Friday.
And where is that going to
And
open? Marie, how do people
It's
get
going
to
to
that?
be it's going to be at the oh my gosh, I've forgotten the name of
Marie, what the heck? What what is it? Can someone help us? Where is
I got it. It's
okay.
going to be at the Digital Gym.
the
in
digital
San
gym?
Diego,
Where's that?
Market Street. It's on Market Street. I don't have the address in front of me. but
Okay,
it's
Marie,
downtown San
call
Diego.
back. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, is that AI? Is that some sort of?
I have it.
No, you're fine. Digital, what is it called? Digital what?
digital.
It's
the
Digital Gym.
Yeah.
Digital Gym.
Yep.
It's
and it's a theater on.
What is it? Do you know what it
Market
is?
Street. I see that we're out of time.
Yeah,
We're out of time. I can't believe it.
Oh.
My heart is aching because time to say goodbye has occurred. Thank you, Arthur. Thank you, Professor Max. Thank you to the 3. I know we're out of time. I know. Okay. Thank you for our 3 wonderful guests. Very best of luck to you in the future. And I hope you'll come back. This is the second time we've had the students on, and you're more impressive than the last group. And I told them that they were more impressive than the group before, but no, there was no group before. Okay. Well,
you.
thanks very much. KNS,
Thank you so
Jay, Talk of the Town. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Yay! Good job. I know.
That's a wrap.
I got used to hearing